the one name he looked for in every relationship. What if the greatest love story never truly ended? What if fame, distance, and time couldn't erase a single name from his heart? And what if every relationship after that was simply a shadow of something unfinished? Welcome back to Magazine News and Gossip. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because today's story is not just gossip. It's a deep dive into one of the most talked about emotional mysteries in the entertainment world. Tonight, we are uncovering a secret that has followed Can Yaman for years. A secret whispered behind the scenes, hinted at by journalists, and decoded endlessly by fans across Turkey, Italy, and beyond. Why does one name keep resurfacing every time Can Yaman's love life makes headlines? Why does Demet Özdemir remain the unspoken reference point in every story about him? And why, no matter how far Can Yaman goes, does the past never seem to stay behind? Stay with us, because this story is layered, emotional, and far from ordinary. From the outside, Can Yaman's life looks like a perfectly written success story. An international star, a powerful career stretching from Turkey to Italy, major productions like Sandokan and El Turco, endless media attention, and a magnetism that turns every public appearance into a headline. But behind the polished images and red carpets, a different narrative refuses to disappear. A long-standing claim has followed Can Yaman relentlessly. No matter who he dates, no matter where he lives, no matter how his life evolves, Demet Özdemir holds a permanent place in his emotional world. This isn't just fan nostalgia. This isn't a random rumor. Tabloids have described it as an unfinished story. Insiders call it an unbroken emotional bond. Others refer to it as a connection that never found closure. And the most striking part? The story never fades. It only changes shape. To understand where this all began, we need to go back to 2018. When Erkenci Kuş first aired, it didn't just become a hit series. It became a phenomenon. From the very first episode, viewers sensed something different. This wasn't routine on-screen chemistry. It felt raw, unfiltered, almost uncontrollable. Audiences across the world asked the same question. Is this really just acting? According to behind-the-scenes sources, the energy between Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir wasn't scripted. Improvised moments often carried more intensity than written scenes. Directors reportedly delayed calling cut, simply watching the silence between them unfold. Crew members later admitted that during rehearsals, there was a strange stillness whenever the two shared a scene. Not awkward, charged. People on set reportedly whispered, "This doesn't look like a love story. It looks like real emotion finding a camera." And yet, despite the undeniable tension, nothing was ever officially confirmed. They never said yes, but they never said no. That unanswered space became fuel for years of speculation. Tabloid reports claimed Can Yaman was intensely protective of Demet on set. He allegedly stepped in during conflicts, supported her emotionally, stood beside her when pressure peaked. There were stories about Demet frequently being seen near Can's trailer, laughter echoing long after the cameras stopped rolling. Crew members openly saying, "This is more than a series." True or not, one fact remains undeniable. When Erkenci Kuş ended, something didn't end with it. After the series wrapped, their professional paths separated. New projects, new countries, new people. But the rumors didn't stop. They intensified. This is when the narrative shifted from on-set chemistry to something deeper, a pattern. Journalists began noticing something strange. Every time Can Yaman entered a new relationship, the comparison cycle returned. Fans asked the same questions again and again. Is she like Demet? Does she have the same energy? Why doesn't this feel the same? An Italian entertainment insider was once quoted saying, "To understand Jan Yaman, you must understand what Demet represented. Freedom, intelligence, spontaneity. That combination was never repeated." This wasn't about jealousy. It was about emotional imprinting. As Jan Yaman's career expanded internationally, his personal life became more fragmented. Living between countries isn't easy. Maintaining stability under global attention is even harder. Journalists analyzing his relationships often pointed to three recurring challenges. First, an intense career rhythm. Jan Yaman moves constantly between Italy, Turkey, and international projects. Few relationships can survive that pace. Second, emotional expectations. Behind the scenes, sources say Jan looks for laughter, mental connection, freedom, and passion all at once. And according to multiple insiders, Demet Özdemir was the person who embodied all of that simultaneously. Third, the shadow of the past. Any new partner enters a comparison they never asked for. Fans of Erkenci Kuss keep Demet's image alive, intentionally or not. One media analyst once summed it up perfectly. Jan Yaman's heart carries an unfinished chapter. Until that chapter finds closure, every new story will feel incomplete. And then there is Demet Özdemir's silence. Perhaps the most powerful element of this entire narrative. Demet never fueled the rumors, never denied them aggressively, never chased headlines. She stayed calm, respectful, measured. When asked about Jan Yaman, her answers were always brief and dignified. She referred to him as a successful actor. Nothing more, nothing less. But that restraint only intensified public curiosity. Because silence in this industry is rarely empty. The less she spoke, the louder the speculation became. Even years later, the topic refused to disappear. During press events in Italy, journalists continued asking Jan Yaman the same question. Would you ever work with Demet Özdemir again? At one such press conference, Jan paused. He smiled, just for a moment. That smile dominated social media for weeks. Fans called it nostalgic. Journalists called it revealing. Commentators called it a sign of unresolved emotion. Whether any of that is true remains unknown. But perception is powerful, and perception has tied their names together permanently. Even social media behavior became a battlefield for analysis. They don't follow each other, yet fans noticed coincidences. Outfits reminding people of past aesthetics. Posts appearing on the same days as interviews. Scenes in Jan's later projects sparking comparisons to Demet's iconic lines. None of it definitive, all of it compelling. To fans, it wasn't coincidence. It was pattern recognition, a silent conversation that never fully ended. People close to Jan Yaman have occasionally hinted at the truth. One source reportedly said, when something felt missing in his past relationships, he realized what he had lost. Another added, no matter how far he goes, his expression changes when Demet's name comes up. Demet's close circle, on the other hand, remains carefully neutral. They neither confirm nor deny anything. Because if there was no dramatic breakup, there was also no emotional destruction. And that may be why the connection still feels unfinished. So, is a reunion possible? Behind the scenes, opinions are divided. Some say yes. They believe the bond is too strong to have vanished completely. They argue that if fate ever brought them together professionally again, the energy would return instantly. Others say no. They point out that both have grown, changed, evolved into people shaped by different worlds. But even those skeptical voices admit one thing. They never truly erased each other. And maybe that's the real story. Some love stories don't need continuation to be permanent. Some connections don't demand closure to remain powerful. Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir don't represent a relationship anymore. They represent an emotional era, an energy, a memory, a question that never received an answer. And perhaps that's why the fascination never ends. So now we ask you, do you think this invisible bond was ever truly broken? Or is this just another chapter waiting to be reopened? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to magazine news and gossip, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. Because in the world of celebrity stories, the quietest emotions often speak the loudest. See you in the next video.